Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto in the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 205 pounds without surgery and how I am now on my maintenance journey. If that's what you were looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. All right, welcome back everyone. Welcome to week 11 update of my reverse diet. If you are new here, let me mini recap my long journey for you. I began a keto lifestyle on January 1st, 2017 at 374 pounds. I was a classic binge eater, emotional eater, stress eater, you name it eater. I like to eat a lot. It's taken me a lot of emotional work to get to the point where I admit to myself that the reason I was 374 pounds was nothing to do with my metabolism. It had everything to do with the fact that I ate a lot. So I am definitely still on an emotional journey. I am still learning new things all of the time. I lost my first 100 pounds in 8 months on keto. This last week, I talked about how I did that. So if you're looking for a video on how to lose weight fast and how I did it, that video came out just last Tuesday. It was called Lose Weight Fast. So if you want to check that out in my live chats. I lost 138 pounds the first year and then 175 pounds by 18 months. I got into Wonderland, and then ever since then, I've been trying to navigate this whole thing called maintenance or diet breaks or slow, I don't even know what to call it at this point. I've tried a lot of different things, and if you really want to binge watch all my videos, you can see how my perceptions have changed over the years, how the things that I am trying have changed. I've actually moved into a non-ketogenic lifestyle at this point in order to find a more balance in maintenance, because I tried the ketogenic approach and it just did not really work for me. It was really hard for me to not binge eat. Now, I am a lot more emotionally healthy this year, so maybe it's more that than anything, but I digress. It is what it is, and that's where I'm at this time. So I'm week 11 into my reverse diet, and if you're wondering what a reverse diet is, well, you can definitely watch the whole playlist. If you would like to, up in the playlist, there's a whole keto cut playlist, and there's also a reverse diet playlist. I started out ketogenic in the reverse, and I think it's been about 4 weeks now that I have actually been eating carbs. Can you believe it's been that long? It is nuts. It is nuts that I have added carbs back into my diet. And not only have I not freaked out and gone on a major binges, but it's been really no big deal at all. Which I'm starting to wonder if that is more because I'm actually have really healed myself from the binge eating, stress eating issues. And I don't really find myself giving into cravings ever anymore, and I don't even really find myself tempted anymore. It's not my first go-to anymore. I have really just retrained my brain to not think of food as a coping technique anymore. Good timing for 2020. Can you imagine what I would have been like if I had not found this way of eating, if I had not been on my journey? I cannot even fathom what 2020 would have been like. And I'm so, so grateful that I was able to get a lot of this weight off and change a lot of my mental things and really learn what I needed to do in order to be healthy and to take care of myself in a better way, in a more healthy way. So that is what brings us to week 11 of the reverse diet. So I like to show all of my data. I am very meticulous now about keeping track of everything that I eat, all of my calories, proteins, fats, and carbs, and everything, all my weights every day, and just try and compare them so that I could decide what to do going forward. The first 5-6 weeks of the reverse were really tricky. I put on a ton of water weight. I didn't know what was going on. I was just following what I had planned to do blindly, having never tried it before, with a lot of faith and a lot of patience, and it ended up paying big dividends. In the last 4 weeks, I have completely dropped all of the water weight basically and stopped the yo-yo water weight problem that I was having on a ketogenic diet with not being able to really get my electrolytes to stay balanced. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's a keto thing, but I was taking extraordinary amounts of electrolytes and still suffering from major whooshes and major water weight gains and never really feeling like I was stable when it came to electrolytes. And adding the carbs back in has literally fixed that. fixed it entirely. I cannot even believe it. That's the best thing about going back on the carbs, has been my weight stability and my ability to now use it as data and not like think that it's going to be fake. Because I swear, every time I step on the scale before, I would never believe the number. If it was super low, I'd get happy, but if it was super high, I wouldn't, and I would try not to be sad. But like, I never really trusted that the number was accurate up until the last few weeks. And so that's why I decided to do that. If carbs aren't your thing, that's totally fine. Keto is completely sustainable, and I know a lot of people that do it really well, but just for me, I'm at the place where I am right now. It's just not working for me in the way that I need it to, and so I'm trying something a little different. So someone asked me last week if I could show them like how I keep track of my stuff. Now, I like to say I was like this really fancy spreadsheet type person, and maybe I will be a spreadsheet person in the future. Lots of things about me have changed. I am definitely not a super organized person. But back when I began the reverse diet, in order to show you guys my like data, I actually went through my chronometer. Thankfully, my chronometer and my Renpho scale keep track of all of my weights and all of my food for the last whatever, however much time, all of my calories and things like that. I also have all of my inches marked down in a little note in my phone. I've been doing my inches from the very beginning, and so I can really go back and see like how I've changed. And even sometimes I can compare, like if I weigh the same, whether or not my inches are the same. And a lot of times I'm much smaller now at the same weights than I was last year. So there's a lot of body recomposition taking place as well on top of everything else. So I will show you. This is really, really, really unorganized, but this was the first few weeks of the reverse that I showed you guys at the very beginning. So basically I did my calories. I wrote down all the calories from each week, I guess. Is that week 1? No, that's every day. Yeah. So I did every day. Look at me. So week 1, week 2, week 3, etc., etc. And what I do is I add up all the calories each day. I add them all together and then divide them by 7 to get the average calorie number for the week. So you can see where my calories started at higher than I thought. I thought they started, well, I think I shot for 350 that first week, or 1350 that first week. So I've always been a little overshot for what my plan was. It seems like I try, but I'm not perfect. So 1372, 1441, 1438, 1488. Then I did a refeed in there because I was still really low calorie. And so that threw off my beautiful little, and got this big 17 up in here just because I did 2 big refeed days. And then 1514, 1564. Okay. So that was my first few weeks before I like started showing you guys my data. I just kept it like that. I also have my weights like that, so you can see how crazy my weights were. So what I do is I write my weight every single day, add them all up, divide by 7, and get my average weight for the week. So at the very beginning, 171.7, and I started at 169 the week before that. That was my lowest weight ever. So 171.2, then up to 173 the second week, up to 175 the third week, and I was like, oh, 173.8. I was like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. 176.8, what? 176.9, holy crap. And I started panicking a little bit. So that was week 6, up to week 6. And I don't even know if I have week 7 in here. It doesn't look like I actually wrote the data on week 7. So maybe I wasn't. Oh, no, this is it. This is it. I think. Yep, this is it. I just didn't write it. Look how fancy I am. I didn't even write week 7. But my average calories was 1577 and my weight was 175.4. Okay. So then I started being a little bit better organized, or tried to be. Anyway, at least I wrote week 8 at the top of this one. So these were all of my weights for the week. My average 173, so that was good. It was a down 2.4 average. So that's when I started doing the averages, was these the reverse diet. I didn't do that before, and I wish I would have done that before. I also wrote that I lost a half an inch. That was the first time I had lost any inches since I started the reverse, which was good. These were my calories. So my average calories was 1633. Moving on up. Week 9, average calories, 1681. Average weight, 172, which was down a pound. And I think this was the carb week. Well, let me look at 8. Nope. I started with carbs in week 8. My carbs are higher in week 8. What about week 7? Oh, I didn't write that. So I think I must have started the carbs in week 8, and that's why I started writing them down, proteins, carbs, and fats over here, so that you could see that as well. Anyway, it's like I said, it's not very, like, super fancy organized. Anyway, last week, was it last week? Was I to week 9? Yeah, week 10. Okay, so last week was week 10, and it looks a lot better. Look how much more pretty it looks from last week. I tried to be a little bit more organized so that it was easier to read it. So yeah, I have my days of the week this time and my weights. The average was 172 again, and that was the same. So I only went up 25 calories. So that's basically what I'm doing is if my average weight stays the same, I'm pushing up 25 calories. If my average weight goes down, I'm adding 50 calories. If my average weight goes up, then I will maintain the calorie level I am currently at. I will not go backwards. I'm not going to be cutting again for a really long time. So my idea is to just go up slow, get my body used to it, so that I don't have to go back. I don't want to cut. Well, I am still technically cutting. I've still not found maintenance. But I don't want to go backward at all. So you can see I had all my calories each day of the week, proteins, fats, and carbs. And then I put up how much I went up in each thing. Went up 63 calories instead of 50 because, what abs. And then my plan for the next week. So all in all, I think that's a fairly simple way to track it. I'm sure there are better ways. I get the numbers, like I said, from Chronometer and from my videos. So I make sure that I write down the same weights from my videos, but you could also track them in your smart scale if you have one, or if you want to just type your weight into Chronometer every single day. There is a data point for weight also in Chronometer. And all of these little apps connect together if you have a Fitbit. Just so you guys know, that's been one of the coolest things about the Fitbit, is having all of that information in one app. I get into my Fitbit app, I can see all my food, my calories, how much my exercise or how much my burning of calories is balancing with the amount that I'm eating. And of course, Chronometer also gets my weight and everything, because the weight comes in from the scale. It's fancy. It's fancy. That's the one thing I really, really like about the Fitbit. Thing I'm not sure about the Fitbit is that it's kind of just making me feel like a lazy slug. I used to think I was pretty active until I got the Fitbit, and now I'm going, And I will say that this week's exercise was kind of like hit or miss, and I didn't film all of it. I'm going to put the exercise in later, but suffice it to say that I did a lot of walking this week. So I just wanted to touch on that first before I go into the weights, because I wanted to talk about how much extra exercise I did and how it affected things. So I'll show the clips later, but right now I'm talking about how it went. I think I hit 10,000 steps 4 days this week. It was higher than 10,000 steps, and then one day was 9,000 for the Monday through Friday, because I was in another challenge with Sarah and I was really trying. But I will say, I was exhausted. I was beat to death. I do not know how Melanie from Princess Ninja and Keto gets so many fracking steps. Or Jelly from Fat to Keto, or even Sarah. You guys, how do you do that? I literally felt I don't know. I just felt beat. I don't know if I'm up for doing that very often, because it's just a lot. It's a lot for me. My average day when I don't do purposely go walking or whatever, trying to kill myself, is about 6,000. I'm trying to push it higher. I think last week's was 8,000 average. This week is probably going to be a lot higher. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it was really rough. So I was expecting the scale to go up. Another thing that happened this week that might affect the scale is that I started my cycle. So I don't know if you guys remember, but part of this whole thing of going on carbs was because I missed a cycle, and I was hoping that maybe this would help regulate things. And instead, I don't know if it's helped with that at all. I honestly don't. A lot of people have told me you can't use carbs to regulate your hormones. I don't know, whatever. But, it was one motivator to maybe try to do it. So you guys also know that I've been struggling with sleep issues as well, and the Fitbit has also been kind of depressing that way because it's made me even feel worse, like I didn't get sleep, because I'm looking at the Fitbit readings and realizing I'm really not getting as much sleep as I thought I was. So I did get a little gifty this week, and I'm going to insert that clip for you guys here. All right, guys, I have a friend mail here that I'm going to show you, and apparently I have lost the note. So I'm just going to show you. This is from Christina Salmon, and it is a sleep, what do you call it? Noise machine. So I've actually tried this already because I got it a couple of days ago and I just have been meaning to videotape and I didn't do it, which is why I lost the note. I've been trying it for 2 nights and so far not so good. The first night I only slept like 6 hours, and the second night I slept 8 hours and 15 minutes, but my deep sleep was even less than usual. It's like less than 24 minutes for that entire time. I'm not exactly sure if it's because the noise is keeping me awake, because I tend to be awake with noise, but I'm going to keep trying it. She says I can get used to it, and it kind of kept Dave awake too, though, so I don't know. We're going to see how it goes, but thank you for thinking of me, Christina. I actually had added one of these kind of things onto my wish list after she had already bought me one. I didn't know it was coming, and so I went and took it off when I got this, but she had actually gone and just bought me it and sent it to my P.O. box that I have in my description. So that's kind of cool. Another thing that I just got, I wanted to show you guys, is I just got my latest order of Built Bars, and I wanted to show you because I was grateful to you guys. Because of how many of you have ordered from Built Bar, I was able to get a free box in addition to the commissions that I earned from the sales. So thank you guys. You're gonna keep me in the Built Bars, and I'll tell you what, it's appreciated because I really need these in my diet. I am so busy in going to the dance studio, and I just feel like I want to have something treat-like at the dance studio. I always have had this issue. I used to go to the gas station and pick up peanuts or pumpkin seeds and a Quest bar and Quest cookies and things, and obviously that didn't do really great for me because all of those things are really high calorie, which you know is my issue that I just didn't realize was my issue. So I'm going to show you the box that I chose to get as my free box from you guys buying stuff because you're awesome. Mint brownie. I think this is my new favorite. I'm kind of like into mint. I've always really liked mint. I like peppermint too, but mint is like divine. Well, I couldn't decide because there's so many good ones. I thought about getting another mix box, but I just really wanted to have another one where I always had like a chocolate one on hand that was the low calories. Because the other box I have are the German chocolate cake, and those ones are like 180 calories. And so if I want something chocolate, I have to eat 50 more calories, whereas this will give me 130. So yeah, anyway, I always have my discount code in the About section below, so if you're looking for that, that's where it is, and I'll talk to you guys in a little while. So you can see that I did get a cute little sleep sound machine from Christina Salmon this week. Thank you so much for the gift. I will say it did not help, and I'm kind of bummed out about that. We did it for 3 nights, and my husband couldn't sleep, and he was like, honey, I can't with that thing. I'm like, okay. And it did not help me. It did not help me. My sleep was way worse. But the very next night that I stopped using it, all of a sudden, my sleep was amazing. Like, amazing. I don't know exactly what helped. I postulate, I think possibly it could be the one thing I don't want it to be, which is the exercise. I can't think of anything else that I did that might have affected my sleep. I didn't change anything else. I've tried changing a lot of things other than doing the sound machine and then turning it off. I don't know, maybe that just flipped some switch in me. I don't know, but anyway, I have slept for like 3 days and gotten good deep sleep. So like my main concern was that I really wasn't hitting that deep level of sleep at all, or if enough for me to feel refreshed. And for the last 3 nights, I've actually had a chunk of deep sleep, which is fantastic. Like, I cannot even tell you how ecstatic I am. And I really, really sadly think it's the exercise, and that makes me really, really, really not happy because I don't think I want to kill myself every day just so that I can sleep. So we'll see what I do with the Fitbit and the walking. I'm going to try and at least keep up a bit of it as much as I can. I don't think I'm going to be trying to hit that 10,000 every day, but I will definitely still be moving towards doing more activity so that I can sleep better. So that's my sleep saga. You guys will be happy that I maybe might be on the road to discovering how to get more sleep at my old age, and with all these kids and all chickens and the noise and dogs and I mean, it's just more than I can take most days. So anyway, I know that's not why you guys are here, and I've talked your ear off again. Every time I tell myself, be short and succinct. Is that even a word? Succinct? How do you say that? Succinct? Gosh, I don't know. Anyway, every time I intend to not talk forever and ever, and every time I sit down here and it's like, you're an old friend and I don't ever want to stop talking. So, okay, we're getting off course here. Let us see how all of this affected the scale. So keep in mind, I added in a lot more exercise. I started my cycle 3 weeks late or 1 week early, depending on how you want to look at it. And I'm eating carbs, and more calories. So go figure with the scale, right? All right, let's see what I weighed in this week. So, there you go, guys. What? Like, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. How is all of this stuff that usually sends me 9 pounds up on the scale not doing anything to me? There was one day that I actually started feeling like I was retaining water and I like couldn't move my rings again, which I like have gotten used to them flopping around on my hand. If you'll notice, they're half the time they're down here. I had noticed that they were like, can't get them off. And that was, I think, Friday, which is the day I weighed 170. And so I think I was retaining a little bit because of my cycle, but then today, back down again. So what? Okay. So with all of those weights, now I'll show you my week 11 and data. Here we go. So, see my pretty little paper. It's getting a little better. I messed up on these because I was thinking fats, carbs, in a different place. But anyway, so week 11 results right here. These were my weights for the week. Sunday, 169. Monday, 167.4, which, holy cow, 167.4 is now my new low weight that I've ever seen. 167.4. That would mean I am at 207 pounds lost, basically, at this point. 168, 168.8, 169.8, 170, and 168.2. And you can see the average is 168.7, which is down 3.3. I forgot to write that on here. Is that math right? 172 minus 168.7. That would be 3.3. I think I'm right. All right, so we go down, ding, ding, 3.3 pounds. What? That's average weight. 3.3. What? So, dramatic difference, okay? And then, of course, here are my calories. So, I don't know if you guys remember, but my plan was to have 2 1,900 calorie days and then a whole bunch of 1720s. I think it was supposed to be 1720s or 1730s or something like that. Let's look. I have it written down. Oh, 1700s. Whoa. Okay. So my goal was a 1977 day, a 1900 day, and 5 1700 days. That was what the goal was. That's obviously not what happened. So let's see what happened here. So my Saturday was 1977. I knew it was that day. That's why I planned that. My Sunday was 1901. right on target. Monday was high because I got really hungry at the end of the day, and I added in a Built Bar bite because I just didn't feel like I had enough food. And so I had 1769. Tuesday, 1710. And then Wednesday, what happened? 1573. It's kind of a funny story. After I tell you all of these, maybe I'll come back and tell you. Thursdays, I had to raise it up because of that. 1746, and then Friday, which was yesterday, 1722, for an average of 1771, which is up 27 calories for the week. Average calories for the week, which is 2 above what I had planned to do. Got it. So even though my numbers were weird and they weren't exactly what I planned, they still ended up adding up pretty dang decently. I don't know what happened with that day. So I'll tell you this funny story because I was feeling hungry all day and I kept looking at the chronometer thinking, this just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel like enough food. I don't know why, but I just don't feel like this is enough. I kept looking back at it and looking back at it. I checked the calories, it was at 1702. And then I checked all the foods on there, made sure that everything was there that I had eaten, and I'd eaten everything that was there. And I just kept thinking, it just doesn't feel right. And I kept wanting to have a Built Bar, but I was like, nah, I'm going to stick to my calories. I don't want to screw things up with my data. So the next day I'm checking on my Fitbit and I'm looking at my calories burned versus my calories taken in. And I noticed this big dip in my little handy dandy graph. And I was like, wait, what the heck? Log back into chronometer. It said 1573. What? Chronometer totally screwed me. I don't even know what happened. I don't know if there was some weird glitch or whatever. So today I double checked and I shut it chronometer down and reopened it just to make sure, because I'm just paranoid now that my food isn't accurate because I want my numbers to line up. Anyway, so thankfully I noticed the next day that it was 1573 on that, and I was able to adjust the next 2 days to make up for it a little bit, not fully, but make up for it so it would average out still at what I wanted it to average out. So yeah, anyway, my average protein for the week was 162, which was up only 2, and I hit some pretty high numbers. I think it was because I had one abysmal day that brought it down. If I could throw out the abysmal day and throw out my super high day, I think I would have had a better number, but who knows. 162 is the average. Fats, 81, which was up 4. I really didn't want to go up that high, but I'm having a hard time at this point getting more protein without the fat and getting more carbs without the fat. It's just harder. And my average carbs went up 2 to 69 net. And that is where I'm currently sitting for week 11. Inches wise, I actually lost a half an inch on my waist. I am now 26.5-inch waist. I lost a half an inch on my hips. I am now 37 inches on my hips. Everything else stayed the same. My thighs are 18. My calves are 13. My arms are 10. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, my breast is 34. My neck is 11.25. I think that's about it, right? What I would measure, which you guys might be interested in knowing what my measurements are. I am 5'7". I know I always get asked that. I probably ought to add it to my intro. Now I've seen my new low weight, which is 167.4. So that's what I go by, is the lowest I've seen. That puts me at 207 pounds lost. And I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty stoked. So yes, I will be pushing up my calories by 50. So my new average calorie for the week goal is going to be 1820, and I will be having a 2,000 calorie day today and a 2,000 calorie day tomorrow, and then 1750, I believe, is the number for the 5 days following in order to average at 1820. That has been working really well for me, the kind of calorie cycling, giving me kind of treatsy days where I can add a little bit more fats, and then regular days where I'm bumping up those calories on a pretty steady pace rather than jumping a whole lot. I'm going to keep doing that, and I think until I get to the point where the high days are too high and I can't really find anything else I want to eat in one day, and it's too high, and then I'll keep those there and I'll let the other ones eke themselves up. That's my plan. I'm getting really close, I think, to where maintenance will be. According to the Fitbit, it looks like I would be anywhere if exercise days 2,400 to 2,600 to maintain if I'm going to hit those 10,000 steps, or it would be about, it looks like about between 1,800 and 2,200, which is exactly where I think I should be. And I'm getting there. So I'm actually going to be at 1,800 this week. So who knows what will happen with my weight. Maybe I'm finally getting to where I will maintain. So we will see. Curious. I'm excited. I'm enjoying this. I'm feeling slimmer than I ever have. But I found that when I was walking, I just didn't want to walk. I was bored. And I just kept jogging. So I would walk for a while until I got warmed up, and then I would jog for a while, and then I would walk, and then I would run, and then I would walk. And I actually have a little bit of footage of me running, but it's like I'm teensy tiny in the frame because I was so far away from my phone. There was nowhere else to sit it. And anyway, I will show you all of the clips. So I have some dance clips, and I have the running clips, and whatever else. I'm going to put that in here for you guys, and I'm going to come back and I'll see you in a minute. Do you see that up there? It's freezing, and I'm trying to get these girls to sleep in the coop. So I basically have to pick them all out of the tree and off of all of the places where they're roosting and chuck them all into the coop. Takes me about 20-30 minutes, and it's a freaking workout. Like last time I did it, my legs are like burning, and Dave and I have been taking turns, and he's done the last 2 nights, so it's my turn. It's freezing. I'm not gonna really film me catching them, maybe, because I don't exactly know if I can, but I don't know, maybe I can. I'll try. Go. 12 minutes in. Got all of them off the lower areas. Now, gotta deal with the tree. Nice catch! Did you see that? Woo! Oh, I just crunched up my neck. Dang it, why does it have to be so high? I need a taller stick. Oh. Come on, Shadow. Come on, Shadow. Come on. Oh, are you serious? No. No. I think not, my friend. Haven't you learned your lesson about going up there? That's what I thought. Oh, Shadow, you thought that was funny to knock my phone off, huh? Shadow just jumped on you guys and dunked you on the ground. Well, we're 23 minutes in. Only 2,000 steps, no big deal. So tired. I have like 4 more plus the rooster I gotta still get. But you get the idea. I'm gonna stop recording now because probably 90% of this you can't see what I'm doing anyways. And I'll catch you guys at clogging. Shadow was the last one. I got them all. Actually ended up getting the last 3 to go in that coop by themselves because once I got them in there, if I opened up the door, they didn't come out. They were like happy to be in there. They're just dumb. They haven't been able to figure out how to get in there themselves yet. They're kind of dumb still. So I'm trying to teach them every night, but oh my gosh, it's so much work. But if I keep doing it, after a week or 2, they should just go in there every night and then I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, Shadow was a bugger. What the heck? And the rooster, I got him too. A little bruised and 5 minutes before my clogging class, so I'm gonna catch you guys down there. right, well, I hope you had fun with that. It was a crazy week. Probably I lost weight because I put in too much cardio. I'm not supposed to do that either, and I just did it for Sarah's sake to try and keep up with her. When you're doing a reverse diet, you don't want to cardio off all of your extra calories because that basically means you're like going backwards. You're supposed to kind of maintain the same level of cardio. So I'm probably not going to be accepting a challenge this week for the Fitbit, and I'm probably just going to like get back to my regular activity. I might still go walking because I've been enjoying that. So I might continue it on, but I'm not gonna like push to do it every single day in the freezing cold like I did. I also really want to find maintenance and work on my reversing because I'm not supposed to be cutting right now. I'm not supposed to be losing any weight as much as I love it, and I'd like to see it go further down because my goal is 163 and I'm so close and I'm so tempted, but I'm like, nope, that's not what you're doing right now, girl. Nope. You got to keep your focus on the goal, and the goal here is to raise your calories up to find your maintenance. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed, and I hope that you will stick around, and don't forget to like and check out all of the ways you can support the channel in the About section below. I have Patreon, Teespring, PayPal. I got a wish list. My birthday's coming up on the 30th. If you want to buy me a little present, I will show me opening it on here on the channel. If you want to check that out, that's great. All the great things, and I appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and all the support in the comments, and just being here and watching the videos and helping me plug along with this whole YouTube thing. It's great. So I'm glad that you guys are here with me on my journey. All right, I think that's everything. So I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, and good luck to you, and I'll talk to you all again soon.